Tonight, Laurie Von Luster, Spiff Whitfield, and Roxy Nero fight for the future of humankind and for educators all over the known universe on The First Question. Hello, all, and welcome to tonight's Virtual World Best Practice in Education Special Edition for the extravaganza which puts education where it really belongs, on those important burners in our frontal lobes.
And to absorb what we can with our earlobes in this short space otherwise known as the feeding frenzy of learning.
Ooh, time for Yamey or Namey in the Shark Tank.
Panelists will get a truth or not a truth and attempt to tell us if it is or if it ain't.
Okay, Laurie Vaughn, this is for you. We ask the panel to take one deep breath at the start of the show and exhale slowly over the following 30 minutes. There is, however, a new device that harnesses the wind power from your breathing. Yay or nay?
Yay!
You're right, the Lemoglier Air Mask. You will soon be able to power your phone with your very breath. Point for Laurie.
Hi, Spiff. Next one's for you. The Encyclopedia Britannica will stop printing its editions. This is true. Yeas or nayas this, the 32-volume set had been in continuous print since it was first published in the 1800s in London.
I'm going to go yay.
It's actually a nay. The first set was in 1768 in Edinburgh, Scotland. But don't worry, digital versions are available online. If you want one of the remaining 4,000 sets to be bound, well, they're going to be collector's items. Move fast.
Okay, Roxy, this is for you. India has 100 million people entering its workforce between now and 2020, and about 600 million citizens under the age of 25. This is true. And the educational needs of this country are great indeed. Yes or nay us this. The government has stated it needs to build 100 universities and 5,000 colleges to meet the pressing demand.
I would say with that many people, it's a yay.
That's actually a nay. It's 1,000 universities and 50,000 colleges. Educators, take note.
And number 4 is for Laurie Vaughn. A new species of early human has been discovered whose anatomy does not comfortably fit within the range of modern humans. From 150 or 150,000 years ago. This is true. Yay or nay, the name given to this anatomically unique group of folks in the red dwarf is the red dwarf people, as they were small and probably ruddy in complexion.
Yay?
It's actually a nay. They've been discovered and named the Red Deer Cave people. And they ate red deer in a cave, and are the youngest population to be found anywhere in the world.
Amazing how they name that. Okay, Spiff, this is for you. You have a country of millions of starving people like India. So the first thing you clone is food. The sweet potato has been cloned in an Indian laboratory.
I'm going to say yay.
That's actually a nay. But what they have cloned is a rare Himalayan goat because cashmere is expensive.
It's too hot for sweaters here. And number 6 is for Roxy. War on food. To combat obesity in the Western world, there's a new diet sweeping the world, which has you eat absolutely nothing for 10 days straight, while a liquid formula is in continuous drip through your nose. So is that a yay or a nay?
I hope it's a nay.
Yes, sadly, it's a yay.
Oh, no.
The kin, that's ketogenic how do you pronounce that?
Enteral.
enteral nutrition diet. All of your nutritional needs are supplied by your own body fat. The no-food diet originated in Italy. I have 4 words for the multi-billion-dollar diet industry, and I'm actually not going to use the one that's in the script. Here's my words. Get, shovel, move, dirt. You will lose weight. Shovel is the best exercise ever.
That's only if you've got dirt around. Okay. When in doubt, use sand. Okay, Laurie Vaughn, this is for you. When you speak in another language, you pronounce your words with an accent, timbre, and intonation. Of course you do. Now, Yeas Uneas, Microsoft Research has demonstrated software that can actually translate your words into other languages with your own, that accent intact.
Yay.
Yay, you are right for the point. All right.
And number 8 is for Spliff. Spiff. In some German cities, the app called My Taxi will bring you a driverless car to get you from and to your desired location.
I'm going to say nay.
That's right, it's an A. My Taxi exists, and in Germany too. 800,000 citizens have downloaded the app, but it's for human cab drivers, and only a small percentage are using it though.
That's it. Use it or lose it. Okay, Roxy, this is for you. The American city of Seattle now has kite-sized micro drones to police patrol the city. Yay or nay?
Nay.
That's actually a yay. Seattle, USA. Watch this space for more news.
And in other news, the price of shotgun ammunition doubles in Seattle. Number 10 is for Laurie Vaughn. The Fraunhofer Institute has invented a vegetarian cullet factory, which can produce around 140 pounds of meat an hour.
Yay.
That's right, it's a yay. Part of the European Union's Like Meat project, or Like Meat project, inventing palatable, cost-effective meat alternatives from raw vegetables.
That's true. Fraunhofer and fake food are hand in hand. All right, Spiff, this is for you. 3D printing is entering new arenas constantly, and for Paris Couture Week, a debut collection featured dresses made from 3D printing for wearables.
I'm going to say nay.
Actually, that is a yay. Ms. Van Herpen showed 12 couture styles straight out of the 3D printer.
And number 12 is for Roxy. 3D printing is being used to reproduce Van Gogh's work for a traveling exhibit of the artist's treasures. 3D being imperative to capture his lush and richly textured use of paint on canvas.
I'm going to say yay.
It's a nay. But a museum is doing this. The Smithsonian Institution will begin digitizing its content for exhibitions outside of its hallowed halls.
All right, they're printing everything but books these days. Scores are as follow: 3, 1, and 0 as we enter into the body of the show. Okay, Virtual World's best practices in education, yay, has been part of Second Life's best indeed for the past 5 years. We were asked to host a special show and are honored to do so today, mid-month.
And this close to St. Patrick's Day, too.
Hydra, we don't have a show tomorrow with an all-leprechaun panel. Please tell me that green memo earlier was a joke.
You're in Gabrog. Moving right along.
Okay, let's introduce our first educator. She is a spectacular virtual world evangelist who shines in her field. She's been a volunteer every year for Virtual World Best Practice in Education, and even when it was called SLBP. Before that, learn from wherever you are that which you must know with the illustrious Laurie Vaughn Lasto. Welcome, Laurie Vaughn.
Thank you so much, Pookie and Hydra.
I'm glad to have you.
Thank you. And please tell us, what element of the periodic table do you most identify with and why?
Well, I'm promethium, And Prometheus was one of the Titans, and he was epic.
Epic. That is
Uh,
the word. for
Didn't
the
he also
weekend.
have his liver picked out by vultures for eternity?
Yeah. He had to keep pushing that rock up the hill, too, I think.
Oh, wasn't that another guy? Anyway,
Yes, Sisyphus.
It's one of them.
Prometheus had fire. The epic
Yeah.
fire of learning.
There you go. That's right.
and next up, he is a history-loving educator. For he who ignores the past is destined to repeat it, while those who remember the past are more likely to improve the future. That's a nice quote. He certainly does, and has, and we're happy to have him with us now. Leader of the Second Life group, the Virtual Pioneers, and this year's ISTE SIGVE Lowly High Grand Poobah, Spiff Whitfield. Welcome aboard, Spiff.
Thanks, everybody. It's great to be here.
Yay, Spiff, you look like you are a modern major, if there ever was one.
Oh, what's your element, Spiff?
Well, my element, I am aluminum. Because I may seem light, but I have great strength as well.
Arm wrestling will follow in the auditorium. Okay, thank you. Our next panelist is a wonderful and remarkable woman who I'm really very lucky to call my friend. She really is on the front lines of education, as her physical self is an elementary school principal. She is the editor for the Virtual Education Journal, VEJ, and you can get your copy just by clicking on the kiosk right off of the bear on the stage, and a member of IST SIGV. These people have initials, let me tell you. This is her third year serving as VWBPE social chair. I can't believe I've gotten this far in the show and haven't mentioned DARPA. She knows her way around education and educators and serves actually as today's inspiration for much. Let's welcome the wonderful Roxy Nero. Welcome, Roxy.
Thank you, Pookie, and thank you, Hydra, and thank you for the shout out for Veg. I really appreciate that, and it's great to be here, and we really appreciate you doing this for VWBPE. Thank you.
Thanks for being here, Roxy.
Absolutely. We all learn. I feel like if one of us learns, in a sense, we all learn, and we all move up that knowing and knowledge ladder together. So tell us, what is your element, babe?
I am platinum because even though it's one of the rarest elements in the Earth's crust, it's considered to be one of the least reactive, which is what I have to be as an elementary principal. I would really like to be proactive, and also because it's considered a heavy metal, and I love heavy metal, especially Guns N' Roses, Aerosmith, Van Halen, INXS, Bon Jovi. There's nothing quite like a good old-fashioned headbanger's ball.
Amen.
All right. Great. And thank you, panel. And we're going to take our station break very soon. So thank you to our advertising partner also, Fearless Nation, because when abnormal events happen to people, just like you and me, just like all of us, PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, is the reaction. Fearless Nation combats this with education and community support and information, and knowledge is power. So thank you very much, and we will be right back after the break.
Fearless Nation is providing education and raising awareness about post-traumatic stress disorder to banish stigma and inform the public. Fearless Nation PTSD support, putting virtual reality technology to work in trauma recovery. Visit this 501c3 nonprofit at www.fearless-nation.org. That's www.fearless-nation.org.
And welcome back. For those who teach, also know that math, physics, and science sometimes and often have their own language. We also know that virtual worlds have their unique references too.
In this segment, we learn words that never escaped the cranium before. Escape from the cranium. It's not a new machinima, but I think it should be.
Escape from the Quinia. The only question is, where would it escape to? My brain is already full.
Well, rentals might be available. These words are not to be rented by the hour, but made part of our ever-expanding universe of lexicon. After the panel presents their words and voting opens, please type in / with the number of the panelists you want to win. It's very easy, /1, /2, or /3.
Our voting board will show the points accumulating. For the folks at home, clear winner 4 points, for tie 3 each, then 2. You know how it goes. Word up. It's time to reveal your magic motto to the world. Lori Von Luster, your word up.
My word is VWUPPED. VWUPPED. When you work at a Virtual World's Best Practices in Education conference, you are exhausted at the end of it. You are VWUPPED.
Wow. You've been whopped. Great. All right, Spiff Whitfield, your word up, please.
Okay, my word is Crackerhaven. Crackerhaven. And that's when my avatar finds a really great spot with lots of other avatars around and lots of positive energy. Crackerhaven.
Crackerhaven. It could
I'm
go
not going to be able to say that without laughing, Pookie.
Right, it could go all kinds of ways. All right, Roxy Nero, your word up.
Okay, my word is Avaband. AVABAND. I have many of these moments in Second Life. It's when avatars are left to fend for themselves, usually found sleeping while standing up.
My avatar, when I first came onto Second Life, was avabanded in a Circuit City parking lot. Okay, Hydra, do you want to say these fabulous words up? And I will open up the boxes for vote.
Yeah, the first word from Lori Vaughn was VWUPPED. And that's the way you feel after the Virtual World's Best Practices in Education conference ends. Yeah, I was about that way last year too. The second word from Spiff Whitfield is Crackerhaven, and that's the Alabama Republican. When my avatar finds a really great spot with lots of avatars around. And the third word from Roxy
That's haven, Hydra, not heaven.
The third word from Roxy was Avaband, and that's avatars left to fend for themselves, usually found sleeping while standing up. And the last word was bubblicious.
Bubblicious. Bubblicious. You know, I think Android should get you to record that for them. You would have 1 million downloads on the Bubblicious app. You might have to split it with Explorer Dastardly, who said the word first in here, but it would be well worth it. All right, you people, are you voting out there? Because it's time to stop voting. So I'm going to stop the counting and continue the fun as I count down from 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I promise to do that next show in French. And we stop counting and we have a winner. It is Lori Von Luster with 4 points, followed by Roxy with 3 and Spiff with 2. All right, let's get these boxes up as we zoom into our next segment. Yes, it's time for the Inner Geek Competition. Competition focusing on areas of interest to education, teachers, and students of all ages.
The Cranium Circus. Watch our panel amaze with their higher learning.
Ta-da! Bum-bum-bum-bum. Okay, first question. That we learn from play is indisputable, and we generally start small here. This man has said that every child is a born scientist. While he lived in a country which didn't have the kind of Happy Meal toys ubiquitous in the Western world, he had to dig a bit harder for materials. A former engineer, he's done just that, and at the Children's Science Center in India has helped design approximately 800 trash-based educational toys. Every day, over 50,000 children and teachers across the world watch these videos. One of his students, Hamsa Padmanabhan, has actually a minor planet named after her for an Intel project she did. No better eyes through which to smile. A teacher makes it all worthwhile. Who is this man from India? And of course, buzzers are open. No, it is not Dick Cheney. All right, I'm going to count down. It is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, the man's name is Arvind Gupta. Arvind Gupta. And we'll move on to the next question. I think he's really quite a man. He's been doing this since about 1978.
I love that last name, Gupta.
Yeah, and Toys from Trash is his organization.
Question number 2. As we explore learning and its importance, the childhood pursuit of origami inspires again. A folding device made of paper has been invented to check a patient's bodily fluids in an inexpensive-to-produce method. This sensor paper, created from a single sheet, is shipped flat, then folded on site. When its inventor read a paper on 3-dimensional microfluidic biosensor paper, he recalled his early origami folding in school and began to build out his own test paper using photolithography, or even an office printer. When a sample contains the targeted substance, a reagent will visibly react by changing color or fluorescing under ultraviolet light. Many people, of course, are already familiar with paper sensors, such as those used for pregnancy tests. This is able to test for more. What is this invention called? Buzzers are open.
You better believe it.
Looks like Spiff.
I'm going to say the OPAD.
That's right, it's the OPAD, and that's Origami Paper Analytical Device.
Okay, everybody wants to get to heaven, but no one wants to pay for the flight. Well, there's a way to get there being developed, and while it isn't on an origami folded paper plane just yet, it does involve magnets. Magnetic levitation, actually of the highest order. And no, it's not just lifting the iron in your bloodstream. It's an orbital launch system, baby, based on superconducting maglevs. That's magnetic levitation's dub name, maglev. This would see a spacecraft magnetically levitated to avoid friction, then used to accelerate the spacecraft to orbital velocities. Like a train, this track can follow the surface of the Earth for most of its length, but to avoid destruction from sonic shock waves, it must be contained inside a vacuum tube. Sounds like fun. Invented by Dr. George Mays, along with Dr. James Powell, what is this proposed super maglev train called? And the buzzers are open, wide open. Maglev. I'm going to dub name like that. Pookie Maglev. Okay, I'm going to count down. 10, 9, 8. Oh, Spiff, again.
Is it the Transrapid system?
What? Could you say that again?
The Transrapid system?
No. Hydra, that's not it, is it?
Nope, that's not it.
Oop, sorry.
Okay, Spiff, you can't, you answered. We'll reset the buzzers then and leave it open. And as soon as we get a reset, we'll see if anybody else can. I'm going to do it quick. 5, 4, 3, 2. Roxy, I see you. Go ahead.
Yes, is it a Star Tram?
Point. for Roxy Nero. Yes, let's move on. Hi to next question.
Why does something look as it does? Not only in the mind of the beholder, its cellular structure is most likely behind it. And while not everyone's is as perfect as mine, how something forms will affect how it looks. An uneven expansion of the cells, full at some points and flatter at others, determines how something curves and creases. What if we could create paper with mass that hold fluid back at points? Scientists have taken this and applied it to a flat polymer gel sheet that folds itself into three-dimensional shapes when exposed to water. So far, they've managed to create basic shapes such as spheres, saddles, and cones. Down the road, the technology could be used in biomedicine to form themselves into blood vessels or even specific disposable paper organs. This advances research from North Carolina State University. Which university next picks up the paper polymer baton, so to speak?
I want a disposable paper organ.
Buzzers are open.
Buzzers are
Vaughn?
open.
The University of Toronto.
No, it's not Toronto.
That way you don't have to keep a Chinese dissident in the closet. You can just get your own paper organ.
Okay, here's a hint. Somebody in the audience has said it.
Yeah, now Jackie says it.
Okay, it looks like Roxy. Didn't you just answer? No, that was Lori one.
University of Massachusetts.
That's right, it's the University of Massachusetts.
All right, you got it. And we're going to go on to today's last question. And I'm going to say it, and let's see what happens here. Though we do probably have a winner for the show, let's give it once more, because teaching a subject means both the teacher and the learner have to be in a good and receptive place. You know that. We all know that. Any of us who's taught has known that. And in tutoring, which is one-on-one, being able to address the students' weaknesses and build their strength and confidence is critical to helping. Something which has been around for a while, recently improved, incorporates recognition for feedback in facial features and body language and conversational cues in order to gauge the learner's psychological state. The machine feeding back to the student and vice versa. Effective Auto Tutor has a motion-sensing computer software around the cognitive states, motivation level, and social dynamics. Negative emotion allow it to subtly alter its pace. The very successful tutorial software was developed by researchers at MIT and 2 other universities. I feel like it's College Bowl tonight. And 2 other universities. For the point, name one of the other 2 universities. It was MIT and Bop and Bop. Give me a Bop. Buzzers are open. All right. Oh, yes, Roxy.
Notre Dame.
Yes, the University of Notre Dame, and the other is the University of Memphis. Okay, well, it looks like we've got a winner. The show was very close. You people should be incredibly proud. Lori Von Luster is the winner with 7, followed by Roxy at 6 and Spiff at 5. Lori Von Luster, these balloons are for you. Please accept Roderick Linden's friend request.
Congrats, Lori Von.
Thank you so much.
All right, great show. And audience, will you please take us out with this month's quote of the week?
And the
this special Virtual World Best Practice in Education quote of the moment.
And the quote is, "The illiterate of the future will not be the person who cannot read. It will be the person who does not know how to learn." And I'll repeat. The illiterate of the future will not be the person who cannot read. It will be the person who does not know how to learn.
And yes, indeed, we have certainly an all-star in the audience, one of my favorite people, Jackie Rexon, who gave us the right answer. It is, of course, the genius And very heroic, Jackie. You're absolutely right. Alvin Toffler.
Well, given this show was a VWBPE special, I would also like to add this quote. Some people drink from the fountain of knowledge, others just gargle.
Did you, did you just make that up?
I wish, though I might have used another analogy. No, that was Robert Anthony.
It's all flow, babe.
Our eternal thanks to Rob Wath-Soosayer, who is our director of film, and Pet Love Pet Shop, our beautiful sound engineer, and a special thanks to our guru, Paradox Olbers, to Imo, who is our tiny wrangler and stage manager, and our masterful tiny herd of awesomeness. Imo and Drusilla and Alexa, Honor, thank you all of you.
And Honor McMillan, yay!
And thank you to the panel.
Thank you. Feel free to embed this in any show you wish. Thank you all for coming. Remember, this show will be available tomorrow on iTunes, or very soon on iTunes. Either go there and search for The First Question or go to Treat TV and subscribe. A big shout out to Rebecca. And The First Question will be back in April.
April Fool's Day, Pookie?
Sounds too good to be true, huh?
Thank you, Pookie.
And good night, Mr. Rosedale, wherever you are.
You